men and women of the Newton County Sheriff's Office, esteemed guests, family, and friends. Thank you for allowing me to serve as speaker for the 8th Annual Newton County Sheriff's Office Award Ceremony. Again, Ms. Fury gives her deepest regrets as she could not be here this evening. The work of law enforcement is never ending, so I will get to the point and try to contain my remarks. With all the officers I see in here, then the public knows, they know where you are, so I need to make sure we help you get back out there and do what you need to do. As you know, I'm pinch hitting for Ms. Fury this evening, so I only had a few hours to collect my thoughts. The beauty of that, though, means that my first instincts are my true feelings, so I hope you appreciate my words. Thank you. On behalf of the Newton County community, thank you. Let's give these officers a big round of applause. For just a moment, I'd like to address my experiences with NCSO as a Newton County school official. I remember the first time I met Sheriff Brown. He shook my hand, and I thought they were going to have to take me to the hospital. And you think over time you learn better, and you have to prepare yourself for that handshake. And I didn't even think about it tonight. I have a ring on tonight, so I'll try to make it through. But seriously, Sheriff Brown, he exemplifies true leadership and a great team leader. His personal strength is evident, and I know that this county literally is in good hands. The first time I met Chief Carter, I was principal at Newton High School, this very location. A transformer had blown in the creation of the College and Career Academy where you just had dinner, and I had 1,800 students on the coldest day that I can remember in Newton County in pitch darkness. Chief Carter and his team, they were right there. They were calm, they kept everything orderly, and it meant so much to me and to the team that day. Your presence was greatly appreciated and always is. The school resource officers I have worked with have always been a source of support, guidance, and friendship. I commend Lieutenant Charles Ledford and the entire SRO team for their support and presence. You see, education and law enforcement have a lot in common. Just yesterday, I heard someone say that education is the #1 driver of economic development and the #1 factor in criminal justice. Education and law enforcement are forever linked. One does not thrive or fall, for that matter, without the other. I want to thank NCSO for the back-to-school rallies, the drug education programs, all of the outreach programs that you provide. It is evidence of the commitment you have to the Newton County school system. Now, my thanks goes beyond the schools. I've watched our road officers protect and serve valiantly since I moved to this community. In all honesty, I don't feel the racial tension that is portrayed in the media with our sheriff's department. My students see law enforcement as support. You go above and beyond to bring respect to the profession of law enforcement. You wear the badge. When protests and unrest dominate our world and you feel overwhelmed, you wear the badge anyway. When you mourn the loss of a fallen comrade in the line of duty, and you know your family is just as scared for you, you wear the badge anyway. When all you want to do is keep people safe, but they scorn and dislike you, you wear the badge anyway. You make low wages compared to the work that you do, but you wear the badge anyway. You see things that make you angry, enraged, and make you want to cry. And sometimes you do cry, yet you wear the badge anyway. You are judged at a higher standard than regular human beings, even though you are still human. And you wear the badge anyway. TV and movies make your job seem glorious, but it's often filled with tragedy, mistakes, heartbreak, and pain. You wear the badge anyway. You save us from ourselves and are cursed and spit upon because of it. Yet, you wear the badge anyway. Officers, everybody cannot do what you do. For the type of work you do, most of us were simply not strong enough. You were meant for this. You were built for this. Never forget how special you are to us. Please do not give in and do not give up. We may not always show our appreciation in the proper manner, but our community is nothing without you. I am proud to say the Newton County Sheriff's Office is a sterling champion of honor and justice among the people I know. And I am blessed to be surrounded by who I consider to be the best in the land. These are not just my words. Just as our schools are a microcosm of the community, the words I express are a microcosm of the sentiment felt by Newton County for you. As I conclude, I can't think of any other profession that needs prayer more than this group. I ask that you please allow me to say a prayer in your honor. And for those of you who feel comfortable in doing so, please bow your heads at this time. We pray for the protection of our Newton County Sheriff's Office. We pray for peace, protection, and strength in their homes and their lives. We pray for angelic protection as they are the first responders in a crisis situation. We pray for their emotional well-being. We pray for our deputies to make choices in spontaneous situations that continually arise that are filled with wisdom that will bring forth the greatest good. We pray they have compassion for the people they serve. We pray they would exhibit integrity, honesty, and dedication. A virtuous individual is to be highly regarded and respected. Temptations can present situations for any person to fail at some time. May they have spiritual fortitude and strength to be honest, dedicated individuals of integrity. Thank you, Newton County Sheriff's Office, for having the courage to wear the badge anyway. God bless you all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I always expect the sheriff to call on me, and he doesn't tell me that he wants me to make any remarks. So I've kind of learned to be a little bit prepared whenever I go anywhere where he appears, because I know somewhere along the line he's going to call on me. I'd like to say congratulations from all of the Sheriff's Office to all the recipients tonight, and tell them that we are very proud of their dedication to duty and their contribution to the people of Newton County. We applaud them, and we hope there'll be more awards like these for them down the road as they proceed in their careers. You know, there are a lot of people here tonight that didn't get an award. Well, being in law enforcement, you anticipate a long career. I can say to you, after being in law enforcement since 1950, your day will come. All you got to do is keep your nose clean, be honorable, and be dedicated to your community and to public service. Somewhere down the line, there's an award in your future. I think that everybody tonight that got an award ought to hold a silent prayer for all the people that have helped them reach this place of honor tonight. Members of their family that have backed them up and been there for them. Friends, fellow officers that taught them along the way. All of those folks contributed to their success and their award tonight. And we got to remember, give them a silent prayer. We want to thank EZELL Brown, one of the finest sheriffs in the United States, and his staff for putting on this dinner tonight and these awards. And you looked up here as these folks got their awards, and you could see how much work went into these plaques, these talks, these presentations. And if we don't do anything else, we ought to give them a round of applause, don't you think? I'm 92 years old, still active. I love public service, and I've been in it for many, many years. We're all grateful for the awards tonight. We appreciate being recognized. We got a lot of challenges ahead. And we're going to continue our training programs and our dedication to the people of Newton County, and we're going to get the job done. Y'all be careful out there. Don't get hurt. And don't stumble over one of those parking blocks in the Target parking lot. Thank you very much.
Always, I have said that this is about men and women of the Newton County Sheriff's Office, not myself. I am only the tree, and they are the limbs that make all of this work. They're the ones that answer the calls. They're the ones that, when the rubber meets the road, they're the ones out there. So I take no credit for where we are today, because we could not be where we are today without the men and women of the Newton County Sheriff's Office. Always an honor to stand before the citizens of this great county and represent, I would say, one of the finest organizations this side of the Mason-Dixon line, the Office of Sheriff of Newton County. Words cannot express my heartfelt feelings for the loss of Justin. In the history of the Office of Sheriff of Newton County, the 170 plus years, this has been one of the toughest years for me. We have never lost an officer in the line of duty since the existence of the Office of Sheriff. Back when Sheriff Wynn was elected 170 plus years ago, I'm sure he felt that he would end his career without such, and all of the rest in between. But this year has been one of the toughest years this past year for me. And I must say, I want to thank the community for praying and standing with us, Morgan and to the White family, all of you. Justin will live forever in our hearts. As I stated at the tree planting ceremony, the work of Justin will continue to grow as the tree shall grow. The roots will sprout. The tree's there at the Newton County Sheriff's Office. And it will stay there. And I ask all of you, in the moments of doubt, the moments of question, visit that sacred spot. And you will find Justin yet living. Because the tree in itself will exemplify that.
I have probably the best, most ideal job I could have ever had. And that is to be a deputy sheriff, but also to work for all the sheriffs and represent the sheriffs in a lot of ways, but also to recognize firsthand the commitment and the service and the dedication of our deputy sheriffs, our jail officers, and our sheriffs. And we talk a lot at sheriff's conferences about the things that we have to do. We have to do things in sheriff's offices that no one else does. We have duties and responsibilities and mandates that nobody else has. Those duties, responsibilities, and mandates that are passed along to us through the courts and through the law come with no money, no revenue. So our sheriffs have to figure ways to use the monies, limited amounts they have at home, to make these things happen. And it is the deputy sheriff and the jail officer that does that. And to all of you folks that are here tonight, not just the ones that received awards, everybody in this room that wears that badge and that uniform is a star. And you're a star in this community. And you hear people say that. And I think we all have heard, at least from my perspective, a lot more of the support that we deserve throughout the last couple of years because of a lot of things that have gone on in our country. But I can tell you that when we do have sheriff's conferences, y'all, the men and women of sheriff's offices, are the topic of conversation. And how can we do more to help you and your families? We know that we, as local law enforcement officers, deputy sheriffs, jail officers, police officers, are the lowest paid in our state, in our country. And we know that we're the ones that answer the 911 calls, and we're the ones that are taking care of the inmates in the jail and taking care of our communities. But yet, we don't really have a good means of acquiring the money for compensation and retirement and health benefits that we deserve. Sheriff Brown, not only is he your sheriff, he is in leadership in our Sheriff's Association. He's on the board of directors. He is the regional vice president for this region that we're in here. And he has been heavily involved, as the rest of the sheriffs have, in trying to begin a conversation about what can really be done to help y'all and your families. You know, y'all work 2 and 3 jobs plus your regular jobs. And, you know, it becomes taxing not only to your body physically, but it affects your families. And your families have to be dedicated, just like Mr. Jack said. If it wasn't for your families, you wouldn't be able to do what you do. And you serve, not for the money, you serve because you want to make things better in your community. But it's, if you all heard back in September, our governor did the right thing. He recognized the fact that state officers were pretty lowly paid. And he recommended or did accomplish this through this session, a 20% pay increase for state officers. Now we know we lag far behind them already. And we know that there's not a sheriff in the state that if one of you, men or women, could find a better job in the state government, in some state office position, that would help your family, they'd all help you do it. They'd hate to see you go, but they'd understand why. So the sheriffs have really launched a local law enforcement compensation reform package. And we're in the General Assembly every day so far this session trying to start that discussion. it was our intent, and is their intent, to see that starting salaries for our deputy sheriffs would be equal to that of the state patrol. It is their intent that starting salaries of our jail officers would be equal to that of the Department of Corrections. Now, we're not there, and I'm not sure we'll get there this year, but that is the goal. The goal is to pay you a salary, to help you with health benefits, and to help you with retirement benefits that will make you want to stay and make you be able to stay. I'm really proud. I'm a deputy sheriff in about 5 counties. I'm fortunate to work for all the sheriffs, and I'm fortunate that some sheriffs have asked me to serve in that capacity with them in their offices. And it's an honor. And I will tell you, when I see y'all on the street, y'all look good, y'all act right, and y'all do it because that's you. And you want to take care of your community, and you want to bring honor to your sheriff's office. So thank you, and thank you to the families. Sheriff Brown, thank you so much for allowing me to do the call.
Before we close tonight, I would just like to say, pay tribute to those who started this some 40 plus years ago. Honor those who started this some 40 years ago. Most often, law enforcement officers never ever get what they deserve. The news media is never there. There's not a camera rolling tonight to show this on Channel 11. There's not a camera rolling tonight to show this on any other station. But I can assure you, if by some small chance, if they could publicize something, whether it's true or false, of bad publicity about an officer, whether it's 60 minutes or 60 seconds, they'll run it for 24 hours. They'll run it for 24 hours. And that is the reason why we picked up this challenge. This is the reason why we want our community to know that we honor and respect all of the hard work that each and every last one of our officers put into doing their job. They do it because they love you. They do it because they love their families. They do it because they love their community. Not for the sake of money. So as Mr. Norris stated earlier, when you start to hear the conversation about the compensation bill, when you start to hear that from your local elected officials, let them know that you are with the sheriffs and the local officers, because that is the only way that we're going to prevail. I recall back some 40 plus years ago, this conversation started. 40 years later, we're still in the wilderness. So unless we pick this up and continue this conversation, and you as citizens of this great county hold the elected officials' feet to the fire and say we demand more for our officers, this will never happen. So I'm counting on each and every last one of you as citizens. I'm counting on each and every last one of you as officers and elected officials to do your part. Again, I want to thank you for coming out. Again, may God bless each and every last one of you. Thank you.